Ding dong, the Doug is dead. For those that do not know, this morning we woke up to the wonderful news that Dugtrio has been banned from Sword and Shield overused. And I want to address this development briefly. Just a real quick video on how and why this is the case, and then a quick breakdown of what this means for the metagame. This is just gonna be a quick video. It's not gonna be as edited or as structured as some of my other content. I just want to do a quick little breakdown of why this is so important. First off, why was Dugtrio banned? Well, it actually wasn't. Forgive the misleading title. Dugtrio's ability, Arena Trap, has been banned. That's because the issue with Dugtrio isn't really it at all. It's a mediocre Pokemon with meh attack, terrible defenses, good speed, and a stab Earthquake, but that's it. But Arena Trap is so good and so game breaking that if we just ban Dugtrio and just allow Dugblit instead, it would still see some overused usage, I guarantee. Arena Trap is simple. It prevents enemy grounded Pokemon from switching out, which when you stop and think about it is really super impactful on any Pokemon singles meta. Switching is the single most powerful thing you can do in Pokemon, and a move that throws a wrench in that, like Stealth Rocks or U-Turn, are amazing as a result. Arena Trap doesn't just throw a wrench in it, it just completely removes it and disallows it altogether. This forces trainers at the top level of play to primarily rely on Pokemon that don't lose to Dugtrio, like a Powdon or Seismitoad, but even they can get trapped at low percent and get foddered off, or on Ghost and Flying type Pokemon like Aegislash, Corviknight, or even a Levitate user like Rotom. And that's where the heart of the ban becomes clear. It's not that Dugtrio is this terrifying threat sweeping the metagame like Kyrian Black was earlier this year. It's forcing you to build teams around Pokemon that won't get trapped. This is a huge part of the reason why the same boring defensive cores in Sword and Shield overused are seeing more and more usage and becoming more saturated. In my opinion, the OU Council was right to ban this, as it stifles the creativity and fun of new, innovative teams and metagame development, which is arguably the best thing about competitive Pokemon. This is going to have a massive impact on tournament and top level ladder play, because not only was Dugtrio hanging around 20% usage in those levels of play, which is already very significant, but if you look at the other top level Pokemon, nearly all of them were Pokemon unaffected by Arena Trap, so people would intentionally build around this to save their Pokemon from getting trapped. After all, if I've got this sick Sun Darmanitan team, why would I bother trying to compete with it if there's a 20% chance I can just run into a Dugtrio and get all my core Pokemon trapped and lose right out of the gates without really having a chance? So this isn't just substantial because a top level Pokemon is going to go missing in the meta, but it also means that his absence will allow a huge influx of other Pokemon to become more relevant. If nothing else, it'll certainly dilute the top 15 a little bit. And finally, what Pokemon does this benefit? Well, I think obviously it affects the big common mons who are affected by Dugtrio, like specially defensive Clefable, most Toxapex variants, Excadrill, etc. But really, it also means that a lot of other attackers in the tier might get to see increased usage, like Terrakion, more offensive Jirachis, Zeraora, Obstagoon, Bisharp, Cinderace, and that's just overused as it stands right now. There's no telling how many different attackers are going to be able to be allowed in now that Dugtrio isn't immediately threatening it out with a kill anytime they get their own kill. And this leads me to a common misconception about Dugtrio. It's easy to see it as this fast, speedy revenge killer, and if you're new to the game, think of it as an offensive Pokemon that fits offensive teams. But no sir, if you look at the amount of Pokemon that are going to benefit from this ban and be more viable going forward, a ton of them are offensive Pokemon themselves. There are a million situations where Dugtrio can punish an offensive mon for swapping in at all with a double switch, or by punishing them for getting a single kill to begin with. Like, let's say I've got a Dragozolt who has an amazing matchup versus my opponent. It's going to do a ton of damage. Well, not for long, because after one kill, Doug's going to come in and take me out. This is true of a ton of other offensive Pokemon too, and at least an extremely stifling way to play the game. That's why if I have the choice between running a Corviknight or a Bisharp, and one gets trapped and one doesn't, if I'm playing it safe, I'm probably going to go with one that isn't trapped. So yeah, this Pokemon has been banned every single generation since Generation 5, and I for one don't understand why we keep feeling the need to trot him out and see if he's fit for OU again. It's one thing if it's a strong attacker like Marshadow, and maybe we want to see if the meta can handle it, or someone like Dugtrio who just insidiously changes a metagame to its core. I mean, I just don't get it. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later.